So we had another question come in. It's a super common question, actually, once people start talking about training in self-defense, and that is, is there a difference, and what is the difference, if there is, between self-defense and martial arts? So first, there's absolutely a difference, and because it seems a little gray and fuzzy, I'll take a couple seconds and just hit a few bullet points on, from my perspective, how they are different things. And when I think about, I have a training center and we have students on the ground on a daily basis. Some of the things that we're doing when we're training and working with the techniques on the martial arts side of the house, we're dominantly a Krav Maga training center, so we are working with a combat fighting system, which falls into the martial arts world. We are, for example, in a striking class, we'll work on a series of patterns, striking patterns, pad work, right? Da, 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 da. Different kinds of patterns of throwing punches, and we'll work them over and over and over and over again, right? So that the brain can wire in and the students don't have to think about it. We even do drills to get the brain to split action, so the body is doing what it's supposed to, and then the brain is doing something else. It's a lot of fun, kind of crazy stuff. That's a martial art type of training, because we're training to throw maybe 5 strikes in the series, and in a situation that is truly self-defense, do I want 5 strikes to come out of my body if 5 strikes aren't necessary? Which takes us to like the legal ethical context here. There are things that we have to consider when we think about what we're doing if we're actually defending ourselves. If we think about ground and grappling work, for example, it's a lot of fun to roll around on the ground. It's a lot of fun to get competitive down there. And the tap out comes when somebody gets really stuck and tied up and like, okay, I'm stuck and that hurts. You know, like we're good now. Years and years and years ago, somebody that I know who's in law enforcement and law enforcement training, and we're talking decades ago, there was a training video that they would use internally in the law enforcement world, and there was a series of officers responding to a rowdy crowd in a party town, and the officer got behind a guy who was thrown down, and he was part of the problem, and he got him in a hold to confine this guy's assaultive action. The guy obviously had some training. His body recognized the hold. He tapped. The cop let him go. And then on the way to the ground, this guy, pulls a weapon and turns around and comes after the police officer. So that's a martial arts context, right? I tie you up. I'm stuck. That hurts. Tap out. And that becomes part of our conditioning. Rory Miller talks a lot about operant conditioning and things that become unconscious automatic reactions. So martial arts is a lot of fun. I've done a bunch of different things in the martial arts world, and I will continue to as long as my body lets me. But martial arts and self-defense are different things, and if we're going to say we teach self-defense, we need to research what that is and how they're different. It doesn't mean that you cannot do both. You need to understand that they are not the same thing.